CPS isn't about protecting children? What if it's ripping families apart with no evidence, just hearsay and power? This show is where we fight for families failed by the system, where we are defending parents' rights, protecting children, and giving a voice to the voiceless.
Stand with me, stand tall for every parent for.
I'm Meg, a mother and a survivor, and I'm still in the fight for my children. And today's guest, she's living the same war. Alma is a mother of two beautiful daughters. Her girls were taken by DCF in Florida, not for abuse, not for neglect, but for hearsay. No evidence, no warning, just gone. She was kept from her daughters for 10 months with no contact. But Alma, she's standing, she's speaking, and she's fighting to pass the Family Justice Accountability Act of 2025. So this doesn't happen to any other parent. Welcome, Alma. Nice to have you on my show.
I'm so excited to be with you.
Man, I haven't had a guest where we just kind of blabber a lot before we start.
Yeah, we have a lot in common. We're both
We
photographers.
do.
That's amazing.
We both are
That's so
photographers. Well, and it's
Mhm.
your story lines with mine because I had a daughter, same thing happened with my daughter, multiple attempts of suicide and no one cared, no one helped her. So that hit home for me too when I read that. So give me just kind of a rundown of your story. I know we really want to focus on this bill and let people ask these questions so people really understand why I back this bill and why you back this bill and how this bill is amazing. So we're going to go into that, but I just want people to realize and understand a little bit about your story and your pain through it, and also to share how often this can happen to any parent.
Absolutely. I'll just start with that. This could absolutely happen to any parent. You're not protected. Let me start with the fact it was hearsay made by, I don't call them family anymore because they're my blood relatives, estranged blood relatives. They had their own reasons. And
So
since my
you
case
had
is still,
your own family go against you, like I did.
absolutely. Yeah.
You know, that's like pretty much
That's
98% of at times that's what's happening too. Okay, go ahead.
I
I'm
also
sorry.
had a mandated reporter, the principal of my daughter's school, that I pulled them out of, and she backfired by reporting that my children were absent for 3 weeks, which they were only absent for 6 days.
Oh my.
Yeah, it was awful. There's no, and I had proof. Look, I had even the absentee report.
Yeah,
But
right.
they don't tell you what the allegations are when they rip you out, when they rip them from the home, right?
Right. So
They
you
take
had your
them and
family
for
go against you, and then what happened?
so
You and I
yeah,
are
that was
both
the
are
worst
ADD,
part.
by the way, so we're probably gonna be jumping all over the place.
Yeah, but you know what? With ADHD, we're good entrepreneurs, and we may circle, but we always come back to the point. So that's
I
what I tell
know.
them. We always get it done, in
Oh,
our
I
own way.
apologize if I pull you back around. Yeah, that's but you and I are
No,
gonna do
you're
that.
fine.
All right,
Absolutely,
but I'm your
absolutely. So,
family's turned your estranged family turned against you,
yep,
and then what?
yep. Okay, thank you. And so, can I just mention and touch upon the fact that again, this could happen to anybody, regardless if you have a crazy family, cray family or not. It
True.
takes a mandated reporter, which they had in my case. And then what Florida does, and this is the same in every state except for two states. I would like to mention that two
Ah,
states,
really?
Kansas and Iowa, my friend, their governors, not Kansas, not Kansas. Maybe it's not your state. Maybe it is your state. There are two states that I may have forgotten which ones, but
Find
those
that out
two
for me
states,
after this.
we're gonna have to look it up because I did know it by heart, and I just, I should
Oh,
know
I
it
know.
right now. There are two states where the female governors, both one's Republican. It's Iowa is one of them. Okay,
I think
Iowa
it
is
is
definitely one.
Kansas because we have a Democratic governor woman.
That might be your state. So what they've done is they've re-examined DCF laws, and they've said, hey, you have to have DCF can no longer remove unless there are police present with a court order. So your state, I think, is like that. In Florida, DCF just comes over and says they're gone, or they go to the school and just take them without any notification, right? So what these two states have said is that they have to have DCF has to have enough evidence, substantiated evidence that outweighs the detrimental experiences caused by foster care, right? So they have to have enough evidence that outweighs all the negative crap that comes with foster care.
Yeah, they don't.
And in Florida, they don't have that. So in
Well,
Florida, they
they
have
didn't in
21.
Kansas. There was a husband and wife that just took
So
their
this is
kids.
new. This is new. And I think it is possibly your state. I think we'll have to
It's
look it
hard
up.
though, because I'm on the
Um,
border, so it's Missouri. We have Missouri you have to look on. Like our hospitals are in Missouri, a lot of them, and then
yeah,
our hospitals are in Kansas. So we deal with
yeah,
both.
yeah, you deal with both. That's ridiculous. But I think that so the reason this happened was because you had female real moms as governors, right? That said we can't do this to our children. But we had Rick Scott, and I don't care. I will put out his name because he's what changed the climate and the whole foster care system became a business in my
Mhm,
state.
mhm.
And in fact, there was a 2016 expose in Lee County, Florida, the county that I live in, where two little boys were found in a cage. Two foster boys were found in a cage like a kennel cage for a dog.
Oh my
It's
word.
awful. I know, right? So that was, you can look it up, do 2016 Lee County USA Today expose in the foster care system in Florida. Florida, I believe it has as many foster kids as 25 states put together.
Oh my
And
goodness.
again, it's because there's little to no evidence needed to put children in their system. So 21% preponderance of evidence is all they need.
Mm.
Um, that would be like calling, two different people calling with a similar story. That's all it takes. Or just one mandated reporter, just that's it. And then
I've
they don't
seen where
give
people
you,
are getting upset with other people online by the fact they said something and they get DCF or CPS at their house by just a phone
there,
call states away
yep, yep, states away.
and don't even
I
that
have
doesn't
a
even
friend,
know them in person.
right, right. Well, actually, that did happen to me. There was a family member's friend that lives in Rochester, New York. You know who you are. She called because she said that I was feeding my children McDonald's.
Oh my
Yeah.
word.
I
It's
come
just
from an Eastern European
astonishing.
family and you don't do fast food. You do fresh organic vegetables. Okay, well, there are times when you got to do McDonald's.
Oh
You
yeah,
run
no, and then
across,
there's like me that always made a home cooked meal every night, and I was told that I never made dinner for my kids, and I'm like, I always cook.
oh,
But
wow.
so,
That's me. They asked me if I had food in my
oh
refrigerator.
yeah, my kids got pulled from school every year almost. You do have food in your house? Do you have mold? Every year my kids got pulled in question because of my ex.
Wow, same thing
So
with me. I looked at her, I was like, my kids ate salmon once a week because of
right,
omega
right,
3s.
right. Yeah. Like yeah, same story. We all have, and that's the thing. We all have the same stories, almost all the same accusations, and we lose our children, and we have no due process. So
No
let's talk
process.
about this amazing bill because I do have a lot of questions that people are asking.
Yes, because the bill it will X everything that happened to me. This bill is amazing, and I will just get so excited because this bill is, first of all, it'll make it criminal to make false allegations. Okay, thank you, and
Oh,
then you have to identify yourself because again, DCF is weaponized, obviously by exes,
yeah, I
family
do not agree with
members.
the anonymous call because I'm sorry if I'm
No,
going to rip a
no.
child out of their parents' home into foster care, I have no problem telling you who I am.
Exactly. Exactly. You should stand behind exactly who you are, and
Amen.
you should expose yourself and be proud if you're
Right.
saving a child's life, you
Exactly.
know?
Exactly.
And then if they find out that they are lying, there's prison sentences.
Yep.
That's what we need to be in jail. I think the people that made false allegations against me and what they've done to my children, there needs to be accountability. There needs to be retribution for
I
those
mean, you
folks.
can go to and steal merchandise and go to jail, right?
Walmart, you get a jail sentence for $5
Yes, but yet
stolen
children,
item. Yeah,
our own flesh and blood, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So that's so that this bill will help false. That's going to be that's on the bill. Sorry.
that's
Cool.
gonna make sure that those folks do get their proper treatment for what they did. And prison sentence and financial retribution. The other thing that I love about this bill is that it's okay. So when I said that the way that I've learned the system works, I heard people saying child trafficking, and I'm like, that's a large statement to say. I don't feel comfortable saying that because I do believe that these people are just trying to make a living. Okay, they're not all awful.
No.
Some of these
Right. My
some of these
CPS one,
DCF
I had one
workers,
that was amazing, and her supervisor wasn't, and
yeah,
her supervisor made her not be able to do what she wanted to do, but she was awesome. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, they have good intentions coming into working for the system. You can't look at them as being all evil and monsters. They're
Right.
not, and we can't dehumanize them just because they're dehumanizing us.
Right.
So we have to be realistic about who they are. And then to be realistic and understand their motivation, you have to understand why they're doing what they're doing, why their supervisors are telling them to take these kits, right? Um, and they're taking them because of Title IV funding, right? It's a
Yep.
business. It's a business. When I
What is
drove to
Title
my
IV funding? Just as like a quick little example.
funding, right? Sure. So it's basically money that I think it came from the 1997 the American Family Safeties Act, and where Congress and the executive branch wrote a bill that um, allocated funding from the Social Security Office to state agencies, DCF, CPS, and then in my state, Rick Scott privatized it so that now that there are private entities that do the work of DCF. So in my
So
town, in my
private entities
district,
now are getting that money? Wow.
thank you. Yeah, thank you. See, that's what I'm saying. So Rick Scott did this when he was governor. He privatized it, gave money to his cronies, right, to take over the job of DCF. So in essence, taking federal money into our state and giving it to his buddies. One of them, by the way, is associated with universal health care, the one that's really up all over the news right now for being so fraudulent. But so take care of Maya, that story in Tampa, there was a private agency that was involved with defaming Maya Kowalski's mother and taking her child away, labeling her with Munchausen and blah blah blah. They went belly up, pretty much, is what I understand now, because of the huge lawsuit that they incurred and lost. Right?
They're at
But
appellate
in my
court, though. I looked that up. They're appealing it.
I think that Greg Anderson did a show. They keep appealing it, right? Greg Anderson is the attorney for that one that
Yeah.
against John Hopkins and these private
Yeah. I
entities. They're
looked up their
doing the
case
work.
a week or two ago, and I'm like, oh my
You
gosh,
did? Are
they're
they
still,
still up in appeal?
uh-huh. They're still trying. Now, it hasn't had much movement, so I think it was early this year I saw, but it's just kind of sitting right now. But yeah, I'm like, you still are doing it in 2025, people? So,
Yeah, that's why. So you got to think that that lawyer is also hating it. He said he had to downsize his home. He had a really large home, one area of town, moved into another area of town because he did that pro bono. So he's waiting for payout himself, and so is poor Maya, and her family. It's
yes,
awful.
I
But
went and found
I
her
feel like
on
when
and seeing how she's doing. She's so looking so beautiful and old. You should go find her on TikTok or
uh,
Instagram. It was so crazy to see how much she's just growing, and she's starting to act and be in Hollywood, and
uh,
so
oh,
pretty. So
she
anyway,
is
mhm.
good. I good, 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 good.
I
I
always
would
like
love
go
to
and
have
dissect
her.
everything what's going on, like what's going on here. So I do that, study
Yeah,
that.
good for you. It would be amazing if she could come to DC with us,
I
right?
know I've tagged her in a few things online.
You
Um,
have,
and I would love to get her, and like I would love for her to be around that, and I'd love to interview and talk to her because her story is it's textbook what we all have gone through. And it would be hard to talk to her though because I'd cry as a mother saying I've thought about it multiple times. And honestly, between you and me, if her mother did not do that, she still would be probably in the system until she was 18.
that's right, because then she wouldn't be allowed to move back home to live with the father.
I know,
Yeah.
and
So
that's
it
what they
wasn't
did not
just,
talk about that the best, I think, in the
no,
documentary
they
because
didn't bring that up enough. You really have to dissect and understand the story,
yeah.
read a little bit.
But
That's what
her
I
mother
did too.
sacrificed herself so she could have a life, and that's what was not said enough.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't, don't look at it like mental illness and she gave up. No, she was actually giving up her own life so that her
Yep.
daughter could live without pain and
Yep.
be healthy with the father.
Yep. If she
That's
would
what
have been
they
in
do.
foster care, foster care. I mean, she was only what, 10 or 11 then? I mean, that's the
And
most brutal times of her life.
that's where my children are right now.
Mine too. My
I'm
twins
lucky.
are, yeah.
Yeah. So I have a good foster care mom. Her name is Rachel. I just want to, she's watching the show. I love her. She's amazing. She sends me pictures and I just love her. And I know that she's doing her best right now. But we all have CPTSD. Let's talk about that. You know, that's one of the things that this bill is going to address so that we're given proper therapy so we can recover. We need retribution, but we need therapy. They compare the mental harm to parents and children that have been separated like this to a veteran from like the
Oh
war.
yeah,
You know,
I totally
it's
yeah.
awful. It's awful. So I
Have
want
you heard of legal abuse syndrome, LAS?
oh, I think Stephanie mentioned it during a podcast the other day. Okay, what is that? I
It's
don't know
well,
that.
it's sad because the doctor that was trying to promote it, I think she was from Colorado, she died unexpectedly a few years ago, and her whole mission was to teach people and educate the system about legal abuse syndrome. And she got it right and under PTSD, so it's a run, like it's whatever they call it. I can't think of the numbering of it, but yeah, it's pretty much being illegal in the legal world for so long. You have PTSD, you can't go into court, you have all of this stress, your children. I mean, it's a part of, like you said, like going over and being in the army. That's how severe this is. And especially like even though you
Awful.
aren't like even if you're only in CPS, you're still in court all the time. And it never
Yeah, yeah.
stops.
I went to court 1 week, 6 times. Because I'm going to the clerk's office because I was also pro se. I've gone through 7 attorneys.
Yeah.
I was pro se for a while. My sister, it's so corrupt. It's so corrupt, but it doesn't have to be this way. You know, it
No.
doesn't have to be this way. We need to lead from the heart and we need to put compassion back into our government, into our system. We need
Amen.
heart coherence and heart coherence, which means that where is the prevention? If you see a family that's not doing well help them out.
I know.
Don't take their children.
I
And
know.
there, you know, like that's awful. Like my daughter was suffering a little bit mentally, and she was being bullied in school, so I kept having to remove her from school to school. Well,
That's
they used that
exactly.
against me.
Oh, I know. That's exactly. My daughter
It's
was cutting
awful,
herself
awful.
up, cutting and cutting, and no one. I kept begging the court-appointed therapist. She needs more help. She needs more help. No, she's fine. Seeing me once a week is fine. So no, it's not fine. And that's yeah. I mean, I don't want to tell her
That's
story
not
because she's
okay.
17 now, but and so I don't tell that story at all.
Yeah,
But
you don't want to.
that's
Yeah,
but okay. So on CPS on this bill, I think I read where the CPS will have to have cameras on them, kind of like the
yeah,
police.
that's great. So that's one of the things that just would protect us, that we have civil rights, and that's what this bill is doing. And that's what Francesca keeps trying to highlight, is that there are no additional laws. The right to tape your social worker, your caseworker, your police officer is a God-given right. It's the right thing to do so that there is no corruption. There are no questions. Now, states, I know Florida has a different state than Kansas on the right to record. This bill will trump all those state rights, right? This bill will go back because I think a lot of state laws are not
That's the question that everyone keeps saying, but it won't happen in your state unless you get it passed in your state. Once it's federal, we can always pull on that, even though it's not in our state.
yeah, you can pull on it. So that's the thing. So I look at it like marijuana legalization, right? Technically marijuana is still not classified like if you want to smoke it medically. States have gotten away with making it medical, but technically I don't think they're allowed to, right? So really we have to push that this bill, once it's passed, gets adopted statewide. To me, that's not how it should work. They should automatically accept it. The reason, and I don't understand how states can go against federal law either. You know, that just it doesn't make sense. I think that honestly, I think we're not running this this country right. It's not how our forefathers intended it, right? State law should, I mean, federal law should always trump state law. Um, but basically, we're writing a new program. like a computer program. Like we're basically saying this is how this is going to run from now on, folks. We need oversight and we need accountability. That's
Mhm.
basically what this bill is doing, and it's trying to repeal the AFSA, which is the Bill Clinton law that I mentioned. It's also trying to acknowledge our civil liberties. What everybody keeps telling me is, I can sue, I can sue. Well, yeah, I can, but it's hard. It's hard to
Oh, I
sue,
have two in federal courts. Yeah, they're pulling the
You
immunity
do?
thing. Yeah, I wrote it myself, and I just had court 2 weeks
I love
ago
it.
with all the
Wow.
attorneys and the federal judge, but they're pulling the immunity card, and that's in this bill too.
That is the first thing in this bill. That is the absolute. So all DCF workers, all court appointed officials, that's judges, that's transcribers, because
Mhm.
they do things I've heard that isn't right either. They don't tell everything that was mentioned in court. And I think that happened to me actually. So there, then some states don't even do court transcription. I learned Virginia doesn't even do it during family court trials or hearings. Isn't that awful?
Oh
Well,
yeah,
anyways,
I know. I do love
um,
also the fact that they have all video recording in all courts.
yeah, they
Um,
need to have that. They need to have that. But anyways, yeah, let's go back to the immunity. Immunity means that anybody that has any involvement with DCF, CPS, or family court, judges including and attorneys included, guardian ad litem folks, the volunteers and the attorneys, all of them are now going to be stripped of their immunity, which is phenomenal. It is
Meaning we
phenomenal.
can sue them for damages and and damages meaning they violated our rights as
Right,
parents.
right, right.
And
And
right
then you can
now
also
they
stop
like to pull
them.
that card. Sorry, I'm immune. I get to do whatever I want.
That's exactly what they do. That's
Mhm.
exact. So what they do also, you can stop even after while your case is still going on. You can stop them because in my case, the attorney stated repeatedly in court that I have a mental illness. Um, yeah, I have PTSD because what you all did to me.
Yeah.
Like, does it make that make sense? Where does it say that I have a, I would know if I have a, and even if I did have a mental illness, I mean, I did go to a therapist for 10 months because I needed it because I was in
Oh, I've had a
so much
therapist for
trauma.
13 years. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I went to a therapist before that because of my
Mhm.
ex-husband. I'm
Right.
actually a single mom, and I mean, I have proof that I have PTSD from my ex-husband. So, but I went to therapy for 3 years. How can you hold that against me?
Oh, I
So
know.
anyways, to make a long,
And then I have therapy for 13 years straight because she was with me before my husband and I divorced. And then they say I don't have one because the jail didn't like her.
that's exactly what they said to me. So they didn't like my therapist that is licensed in the state of Florida.
Yeah, mine
They
too.
didn't want, they
You know
didn't
why they
like
didn't
her
like it?
report.
They didn't like
Why?
them because they're not part of their circle.
They're not, it's a yes. It's a, well, you know what my therapist, one of my last therapists said? She said they have a cottage industry. So
Ooh,
unless you're
I
going
haven't
to
heard
one
that
of their,
terminology.
I haven't heard that either. That's what she told me.
That
I
is
said,
a
I didn't even know,
great
never heard of that one before.
a
Cottage
cottage
industry,
industry,
a
meaning
cottage
you have to be
industry.
in this cottage to do, and they all help. And I have proof of the stats on
They
that. But yeah,
all work with each
so
other. Yep.
yeah.
And they all talk and they take money from each other and then they take the federal funding. They take the
Mhm.
federal funding, right? So yeah, so I went to someone outside of their cottage industry.
Yeah,
They didn't like
right.
that. Yeah. And then lately, I just back in February, I went to they said that I need to be on meds, right? They keep saying that she needs to be on medication, just like you put my children on medication, which I did not approve of.
Oh,
So
geez.
I went, yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said I hate when they do that with children and medication. It's ridiculous.
It's awful, 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 awful. Anyways, I went to their I went to their psychiatrist. Then they finally said you have to go see a psychiatrist. Okay, okay, fine. I'll go to a psychiatrist. Even though my therapist said there's no need for medication, whatever. And I'm not putting people down that are on medication. I think that's wonderful if
No,
that's
no,
what
but
you
it's just
need.
that you have to think
But
about what's the facts here.
what the
You,
facts? Exactly. The
yeah,
fact is, I don't need medication. No one's ever told me that. How are you? You're a lawyer or a social, not even a full-fledged social worker. You don't even have an education.
right,
How are
right,
you telling me that I need to be on medication for
right,
what?
right.
But anyway, so then I went to their psychiatrist just back in February, the one that they told me to go to. Thank God this psychiatrist works for a nonprofit here in my town. He sat down and talked to me and he asked me point blank, he said, how do you feel about what's happened to you? Can you come up with a word? And I said, evil. He said, yep, yep, yep. He was
Mhm.
great. No, he really listened to me. He read over the files and he was disgusted. So thank God I was put with him. You know, he's a
Well, you're
wonderful
lucky
person.
because like mine, I had mine done before my children were taken, and they said that that I was histrionic, which they like to label all mothers like that because it's not fixable. All the moms in my county that have the same psychiatrist all got labeled the same. And we're all like nurses,
Wow.
hardworking, driven women, taekwondo teachers.
That's
Like
so
it's
sad.
but the funny thing is they said I was just too positive for everything I've gone through in my life, having these 5 children in 5 years, all alone. And I'm just too positive. A normal person wouldn't be that positive. That was mine. But then my ex had anger management problems, all this. But then they made me retake it after my kids were taken a year later. So you're telling me you want me to retake a psych evaluation after you
They
just
did
stole my
that to me
children?
too. I've done 3 now.
You
So yeah, I
have, so
know.
you've done it. See?
3.
And I recorded the second time I took it, the whole time me filling out the form because it was like, are you depressed? Well, I wasn't depressed, but now I am depressed. So, but then it wouldn't have made sense because before I wasn't depressed. I had my kids. I'm a very happy person. But now it's like, but if you answered
Right.
it either way, you're screwed because if I answered
You're
it
screwed
right,
because
oh,
if
you're
you're
not
not
sad you lost your
upset,
kids? Yeah, I am.
right?
You said last
And
time
if
that
you're
you weren't
not
depressed.
exactly, if you weren't depressed, you know what they would have said? Well, then you don't care about your kids.
Exactly. There's no win.
There's no win.
Yeah.
So again, I think it's all because that's how the system protects itself, you know.
Hmm.
And then there is a culture. Let me just, I just saw this wonderful. There's a really good attorney that fights CPS and family court. His name is Vince Davis. I am going to plug him because he is awesome, and I've spoken to his people. He says that there is a culture in DCF and with these family court officials to exaggerate things, right?
Oh
So
yeah.
that's what happened to me. And again, this all goes back to if people lie, I don't care who lied, you're going to get in trouble, you know? And then if we find out that the children are harmed, which you know that they are, any child that's removed from a child, from a mother, from their loving caretaker is going to be harmed. So, I mean, just the mental stress of it all,
Yeah,
right? And like
absolutely.
I didn't know if my children were alive or dead. That's the worst part to me was that those 10 months. But I did have some angels helping me, and I'm not going to disclose this on video, but I did have some beautiful people helping me along the way. So I listen, the way that I get through this is just focusing on the positive. When this bill came out, it was in July that I learned about it. I was in Francesca's first Zoom hearing on it, and I couldn't sleep that night because I mean I did sleep that night. Actually, it was the first night I slept.
Right.
I
You're
told
finally like, wait,
Francesca
something's actually happening. Yeah.
somebody's actually doing something besides just complaining. You know, you
I
can complain
know.
all
And
you
I
want,
exactly.
you
And I
know,
think that
and
is why I started my platform. God said, Megan, you get big because I have a
exactly.
remedy and we just get big so that by the time we find this remedy can come out, you're big enough to explode it. And so when I finally read hers, like I've been fighting this for a year and a half, right? Even just online. I work my tail off making videos. I don't get money at all from it. And for free. I'm bankrupt. I barely can buy food. Like someone gave me a little bit of money so I can buy makeup because I ran out of makeup, you know. People don't realize how bad I'm struggling. I had to pull from my Roth IRA. But the whole year, God's this is, and then when I saw that, not just for my children, but all the hard work I've done to do what I'm doing, God's like, okay, this is it, Meg. And I'm like, oh,
You're on it. You're on it. It's a beautiful thing, Meg.
well,
I mean,
Francesca's
everything
a
that you
beautiful
do,
woman. Her and I
yeah,
prayed
yeah,
over together. I prayed over her on the phone. She's prayed over me because we're getting hit
yeah,
spiritually. I
yeah.
mean,
I know there's a lot of haters out there.
there's a lot. The enemy is not
You got
happy
to be
about
real
it.
now. Well, you know what though? You being out there right now is good. It actually protects you if something
The
bad
more
happens,
that's
right?
true because I'm being lost.
Uh-huh.
And that's one reason I try to post every day too. I mean, I started doing the posting every
You
day
are
just
very consistent.
well, because
You are doing
my
awesome.
kids were being told I wasn't doing anything I was supposed to be doing to see them. And then I'm partying and I'm going on all these trips and vacations and I'm like, no, I'm here all the time. So I started posting every day just to show my kids when they look back. No, my mom was working every day. I know I don't have a day off ever. Um, so
We need to get you some really quick. You can cut this out too. I'm going to think about how to get you some grants because that's how what's keeping me afloat right now because I did that mugshots to headshots. Isn't that awesome?
I know
So
I need to figure that out. I need
yeah,
help
you
with
maybe
that.
you could Maybe you could get a grant doing what I did in my town. You could do it. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna
Well,
look it up.
I'm so
Listen,
busy right now, I can't do
oh
anything.
yeah,
Like,
you don't need it. Well, I'm gonna
well,
try
no,
to
I'm
fund
saying
you.
like I'm not making money, but my socials are going crazy. I'm getting like big followers. It's going globally because there's one woman that's from Minnesota. She's now in Finland. She's popular globally. I'm getting all this global. It's getting like
I think, honey, it's only gonna get bigger for you.
I
You are
know, and so
only
it's
gonna get bigger.
overwhelming. Anyway, yeah,
Yeah,
that's personal. But
yeah,
I'm like, but
no.
I'm broke, so I'm like,
But you know what? With a YouTube channel, can't you
I've been putting this on my YouTube. Yeah.
monetize?
Oh, and
What?
that's the thing. I should be making money because I have so much growth. But I mean, I have videos that have 6 to 5 million views, and I make nothing. It's almost like
Wow.
yeah, it's almost like they're purposely doing that to, shut me up. No, I just grew to 20,000 on Instagram, and just a month ago I was 5,000 on Instagram. Now I'm at 20,000.
I think you're gonna get bigger. Listen, honestly, the people that make money, the good YouTubers out there, it takes them a good solid 7 years before they really start making money. So I think you will. Keep pushing it. You're
I
gonna
am,
go
and I
like
have a team now.
far.
Thank
Yeah, and
God.
you have
God
a
just
team
gave me
now.
DC and team members. But like my website, I think it hit 14,000 people this week. 14,000 people came to my website. Like I was like, holy nollies, which is awesome because they're trying to learn about the bill. They're trying to learn about the protest. So
And
that
thank
is
God you
exciting.
have the bill. You've laid it out visually so well.
Oh,
I
good. I
went
was
to your
hoping so.
website. Oh my God, no. I went to your website right away because I've asked Francesca if I can I have a good website. That's how
Right.
I stay alive, right? I asked her if I could make a website, but now but after I saw your I don't have the time, right? Because I'm also trying to make money right now
Yeah,
and
you're
stay afloat.
working. Yeah, I'm working
I'm
too.
working,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my kids
Well,
back
and we
and
all
all
can't
you
do the
everything
same
else.
thing. It'd be silly if you did the same
Yeah.
thing I did. We all have to spread the love, our gifts,
No,
right?
I'm going to DC and I am doing what I can. But listen to me, my friend. They used the fact that I had a GoFundMe page. The Guardian Lightens did.
Oh, they tried that on me.
Did
And I
they?
didn't even do it. This was years ago. But yeah, they tried that on me. But yeah, they like to
Oh,
do it.
so
You
with
can't do
the you
anything.
no, you can't. They want you to stay quiet and meek,
Hmm.
right? So this is the most that I've done. I haven't done TikToks yet. I haven't done as soon as I know that I'm getting my kids, I will be all over the place. But I've done everything that I can do right now without being super vocal. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I can't do what you're doing. So that's why I'm really grateful for everything you're doing. They've literally used it again. My county is very corrupt.
Yeah,
It's
well, I know
corrupt.
it is. I've talked to a
Yeah.
lot of Florida people, and it's funny because I was quiet for 10 years. I played their game. I have a
Or
30-page, yeah, I've been in court for 12 years. I have a 30-page divorce decree that states my ex is abusive, states that his nanny at the time, now wife, wants to put me in jail to take my kids as her own, and no one cares to look at it. So what's the even point of a divorce decree now? And so I was
is
quiet
it
for
a
10
yeah.
years. And then he still got my kids. I had 10 years, 80% with my children, and I'm thankful for that. Didn't pick a man. It was just me and my kids. But the problem is he got them.
He
All
got them
false
full time now.
accusations. And I mean, I just dropped him off to school. I had a wonderful weekend with my children. My mom came over, we had sleepovers, and then that was it. Not a goodbye, nothing. For 11 months, not even a phone call. My kids didn't even get to see a picture of
Oh,
me. I had, fourth
oh,
grade twins. So anyway, my
oh.
story's crazy too, but that's why this bill is so amazing. And that's why I'm like, you know what? You take my kids. I played your game. I did everything you told me to do, and you still took them. And I'm not going to be able to see them for almost 11 months at all. Not even talk to them on the phone. Nothing. I'm getting
You
vocal.
can't get those 11 months back.
No.
That's what
And
I'm
now
trying.
they're
My
totally probably,
friends keep
they're mad at
yeah.
me now because they're told that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. My twins, the last time I got to see them, they were looking at me like, Mom, you said this wasn't going to happen. You said this would never happen. And I honestly thought it wouldn't. I had no idea. So they're mad at me now, which is it's going to be a lot of therapy, like
Mhm.
you.
It's gonna be a
So
lot of
it
therapy.
is.
It's
And
gonna
that's
be
where
a lot of
this bill
therapy.
covers that, talks about that. And it was so
Yeah,
nice to
and
hear.
restitution, right? And you finally have a voice and you finally feel redeemed with this bill. I really
Yes,
think that we need to get you in DC. We need to get you in
I know.
DC. I yes,
Francesca wants me at the front table. We actually
yeah,
meet with Lulak today.
you
And
did you meet with them today.
we with him in a little bit. Yep.
Yeah,
And
that's
they're
awesome.
trying to put me on the like the front of the bill. Like when they promote it, I'd be the
Should be.
face of it. I don't know how
You
that's all
should
gonna
be.
work out, but
You should be.
I don't want to be and here's the thing, you probably know this too. I didn't ask for this. I don't want to be famous. I just love my job. I love my children. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be on social. I don't like it, but I know it's what God
God,
told me to do.
it's what God
And
told you to do.
because of Felicia's bill, friend Felicia, oh my gosh, Francesca, sorry to eat. Francesca's bill, that it's just like it finally makes me feel like, okay, I'm doing this for a reason, right?
Yeah, yeah. You're transmuting your pain, right?
Yes.
Your suffering.
Like you are.
That's what.
Yep, we all have to do that. So, what was one thing you would tell a parent now that even has a child? What was one thing that you would tell them to help them understand to why they need to support this bill?
Because this bill could protect not just your children, but your neighbor's children,
Mhm.
your friends' children, your pastor's children. It's
Your
literally going to
grandchildren.
your grandchildren, your great grandchildren,
Amen.
because this stuff has but awful baloney stuff has been happening for decades, and unfortunately, it's only getting worse. And we need to put a
Hmm.
stop to it. We
It
need to
is
put a
getting
stop to
worse.
it.
Yep.
It is. It is. I will tell you, it's when I go to the courthouse sometimes, there's only standing room because they're sheltering all these children. Again, we're gonna stop how they're getting paid. I would like to, my vision is that we can transform DCF and family court. Keep your case had it stayed out of family court, right? And stayed in an alternative format.
I had both.
You have
CPS
your
came back
children
saying I
now.
was a great mother, but family court took my kids away.
Yeah. How is that possible?
And then because I got loud on the way back from DC, I drove all the way to DC last February, slept in my car, and walked around and talked to Congress, met Rand
I
Paul.
heard that.
Yeah,
I love that. I
I
saw
did
that you
that.
did that. That's
But
amazing.
on the way home, I got a call from CPS. I got my first ever substantiated because I'm abusing my children by being online. Yeah.
Oh, geez. See, that's what I was worried about too.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what?
my
You
kids are
shouldn't
already
have to
gone. By
endure
that
this.
point, I'm like, I haven't seen my kids for a year now.
Yeah.
So you're saying I'm abusing them, but I haven't even seen them. So how do I know I'm hurting them?
Yeah.
Right?
How can you make that So
And it was,
again, how
yeah.
are they allowed to make these comments? Because they know they can get away with it.
Right. And so that's
Because
when
they
I
know
filed my
that they
lawsuit like 3 days later. I was like, okay, God's
good
like,
for
go
you.
learn the law and take them to federal court. So I did. But so this bill
Good
will
for you.
actually come in and people need to realize if you have a child right now in our country or all over the world, you don't have any rights to them at all.
No, you really don't.
You have
They
more
can be
rights in your
removed
workforce.
tomorrow.
Like I remember when had my job, I had more rights in my job than I do with my own children.
Yeah. How does that make sense?
Right. The yeah. So I want to thank you so much for coming on. And where is a place that people can come and do you? I know you're not vocal much, so how do you stand online since you don't want to tell your story too much?
Come on your show.
Yeah, my show.
So, do you know what I'm doing right now is actively working on getting this bill passed and getting it in front of Congress, the right Congress members.
So we need that
I
more
made
than
this
anything.
poster. That was me. I made
I
this.
love that.
Yeah, I made it. I'm working with volunteers, I'm calling my friends, getting
Yeah.
everybody on board. I have friends in Virginia. I have a friend, by the way, that's dealing with what you're dealing with her 11-year-old son, only child. She right now has to pay for her narcissistic ex's, who is histrionic for real, his lawyer fees for $1,800. I mean, that, so these people, I'm calling them up. I'm calling that mama up and I'm saying, you need to help us with this bill. You need to come to
Yep.
DC on
Yep.
this date. So I'm being as active as I can behind the scenes. I am sharing posts. I've been sharing a lot of your videos
Good. And I think
without
that's what I
making them
tell people to
myself.
do. If you can't just share somebody else's video, share my videos because that's what's getting
Yeah.
louder.
I'm also seeing it's like, I don't know if you, I think this country is on the brink of recession, and parents that have and I think we're actually in a
We're all
recession
broke
between
though too. If anyone's
we're all
affected by
broke.
this, yes,
They take all our money.
right,
I would tell you I make in a month now what no, I make in a year and a half what I used to make in a month.
right,
Okay. You
right,
know?
right.
So
And I
I
had a
get it,
wonderful
girl.
job that I worked hard
Yeah.
for. So yeah,
But
my
it's
goal is to
impossible to work.
right. My
When you're
goal is
when
to
you're
all
dealing
of
with the
us
system.
drive to DC like I did. If I can do it, you can do it. And
Yes.
California is a little hard,
Yes.
but You can. And I want all of us to have our windows written head into DC for the bill for our, make it a
Yep.
hashtag
Yep.
and help pay for people to go. And I had
Yeah.
one of my assistants looked at a hotel.
I
We want
love you.
everyone to
That's
stay at
such a good.
the same hotel. And they said they literally we have like 3 hotels waiting for us to find the date. I haven't told anyone this. And they even said we have the conference room so we could all meet each other and like we can all be in the same hotel. Like
It's
it makes my armpit sweat.
I love it.
So that's
I'm
what
excited
God
because
is.
that's the one thing we're missing. We're missing that financial support because we don't
Yes,
have that right now. So
right.
that
And
you're so smart.
no,
Yes,
it's just God
girl.
put that in my brain. I visualize us driving there and seeing another car and honking and like getting people pepped up, and then being able to be in
Signs on the
a
back
hotel
of our
and
cars.
yeah, yes. And then
Right.
people to be able to go to hotel and like mingle with other parents that are going through it, and then we can all go and we can have her go talk about the bill in the conference room. They said we could have the whole conference room for all of us to meet for free. Like, I know, but I need help because I only have a few people helping me, and I'm like, I got all these ideas and I really want to do it and blast it, but I need help organizing it all.
Well, I can help you with that. So let me, because again, I want to be behind the scenes as much as possible. And I'm thank you, Alma. That's it. Because I still have my husband's last name, who, by the way, is helping. He can't believe this is happening too. We're all just like, ah. Anyhow, I'm sorry. I'm just right now blown away with that idea that you're helping people because I literally know about 5 people down in Florida that want to come and they don't have any money to.
I know. And that's
Yeah,
why I
so
think, if you can drive there and we can get at least a hotel paid for, or even your gas and hotel paid for, I think that will be huge. And so one of my girls all found like 3 hotels that we can all stay at.
good,
And it'd be a discounted
good.
rate.
That's right.
Huh?
Do you have to go to the courthouse today too?
I need to go do that too. Yeah, I finally got that. So yeah, I'm just like, and then I'm like, yeah. So I'm pulled thin. So any help that you can do to help my people, like Sarah,
Please, I would love to help your
Jessica's
people.
able to help. Like we just need to come together
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I'd love to
Yes,
meet you, but
ma'am.
I think that would be the coolest thing. Like what you said, we were all there together, standing up. Can you imagine all of us leaving the hotel together and getting on the trains to go to DC? All of us in the train.
I love
Like
it.
that just gives me chills, right?
It
So
just total chills. Total. It's exactly what we need.
you
We need
need
to
to
show
get people
unity
on
and get together.
merchandise. Everyone keeps asking me for my merchandise. Well, I made
Oh,
merchandise,
yeah, your merchandise. Yes.
but I turned
Yes.
it off. This is a picture I took of a family with the sunset like you did, and I put it there.
You did
But
their silhouettes. I love that. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I
but
love that.
I don't want to sell my merch, but I just like we need merch. We need it because people don't
Listen,
you can
don't be ashamed of taking money though. I'm gonna just tell you
I
really
know I
quick.
struggle with
You
that.
need to make money. You
I know
need
I
to
need to
make
set it
money,
back
my
up.
friend. You have a blockage, my friend. I'm
I
gonna
do.
send you
I
some videos. You have a blockage because of everything that you've been through. It's hard for you to accept.
Well, and
I
I think
think you
that's why I
need
wook up today because I was like I'm working so hard and I'm so tired of working
yeah,
hard,
and
not being able to not even
so you
like be
need to
able to buy
change that.
gas. Like
Yeah,
people realize, and it's hard.
yeah.
It's been a year and a
It's
half.
hard, honey.
I'd rather be
Girl,
working,
it's hard.
but
And see, that's what's happening. Your conversation in your head is what is expressed physically in the world around you. I can't remember who said that. It's a beautiful quote. So when you are telling yourself that you might have lack, it'll be it'll come out somehow, some way. You're gorgeous, you're smart. What do you not have? You don't have money right now. You
mhm.
need to have money to live, and you shouldn't be ashamed of it. I don't know. Most of us have been told that money doesn't grow on trees. That's a limiting belief.
Yep.
We all have limiting beliefs,
Or you
right?
don't
But
deserve the money,
or you don't deserve the money, and the
or you're not
system
working
has
hard
told you,
enough.
well, you don't deserve your kids, so why do you deserve money?
Oh, yeah,
That's your conversation in your
that's true.
head. We need to get that out.
I
There's
wanna-
Don't cry, honey. Don't cry. I want you to learn. Do you know who Neville Goddard is? I'm going to send you some videos. It's all free. You can watch it on YouTube, but you need to, when you go to sleep at night, it's called SAPS, when your brain goes into the delta theta zone, when it
Yeah.
calms down right before sleep. Just listen to Dr. Joe Dispenza or Dr. Joe Dispenza or Neville Goddard. And it's really calming music and nice meditative voices that
I used to
retrains
do
our
that before the kids were
subconscious.
taken. I just haven't done it since, but
Do it again, my friend. Do it. Watch how abundance abundance grows. It's yeah,
Yep.
and you know
No, and
what,
I
your
believe it's
situation
gonna happen. I know it will.
it
I
is,
know that
it
I'll
is,
have
it
enough
is.
money to start a camp for all these children to go. Like that's my other dream is have a camp where all these kids have been infected and alienated from their parents. Well, they can go and hang out with other kids that have gone through it. Like, can you imagine
Yeah, so they,
17-year
oh, I
old?
love that. I
That's
love
what I want.
that.
Like, can you imagine your daughter's going to camp and being able to see an older child or and all connect, saying, "Oh, me too," you
Yes,
know? And that's my
yes,
dream in all this. It's
yes.
not
I
anything but
got
that.
goosebumps. That's what my daughter needs. You know what,
I
my
know.
daughter,
'Cause
I
I
just,
think my daughter
yeah,
needs it. Like, can you imagine if your daughter met
yeah,
my, because I have 11-year-old
yeah,
twins, you know?
yeah,
And
yeah,
what,
yeah,
because we're all
yeah,
connecting, right? What if our kids got to go connect with no parents, just the, oh,
yes.
yes, you know me, you feel me. So
Feel my
that's
pain.
cool with
It's
all
so
this. Yeah, I
special.
want to make a ton of money. I do, but
You
not for
will. You will.
not for
Let's
anything
get
but to
this bill
stop and
passed.
help.
No, you will. You're gonna, I guarantee you, a door is gonna open as soon as you're able to receive it. You know, I think
Yes, I
that's
think
one
that's
thing
my
that we need to
blockage.
work
You're
on.
probably right. I
Yeah,
think
you have a blockage.
God's really been working on me this week. Like,
Good, 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 good. I
so,
want to help you. I love to meet. I love meeting you.
I
Thank
know
you
we're
for
going to see
everything.
each other in October, and thank you for being
Yes,
my
we will.
leader today. You have
My
like
pleasure. My
I needed
pleasure.
this
Thank you for
talk.
having me.
Thank you.
Give you a
Before
big hug.
I know air
I just
hug.
want to hug you.
I love that air hug. Alma, thank you so much for your courage today. I've so enjoyed this. Too much, a little too much. I had a little bit of therapy session, if you guys didn't know. So, to every parent listening, this isn't rare. It happens all the time. And the system is targeting families and getting away with it. And this bill will change that. So, if you felt this, if you saw yourself at all in this, please share and follow. And please share. Okay? I'm going to say this. You need to share. I need to speak up. This is about our children. I got off script right there because this really upsets me that there's so many people in pain. So please share, keep fighting, keep speaking. If you're too scared to share stuff, your own personal story, please share other people that are speaking up because that is what's making this move. We are getting louder by the minute. Because together we are defending parents' rights, protecting children, and giving the voice to the voiceless. Thank you so much for staying today. Go visit standwithmeg.com and find the bill. We'll talk to you later. Bye.